You know, the scariest part about seeing a Woody Allen movie with him in the role is that right after seeing this movie, I was talking to some friends in the dining hall, and I felt like I was talking like Woody Allen. I don't want to become Woody Allen. Manhattan is a film from 1979. It was written, directed, and stars Woody Allen. He plays 42-year-old Isaac Davis, who's a writer for a comedy show and is dating 17-year-old Tracy, played by Meryl Hemingway. And that is completely creepy. But then he meets and falls in love with Mary Watkey, played by Diane Keaton. The two of them click and start dating each other in the beautiful island of Manhattan. Or at least how Woody Allen portrays Manhattan. So, in my Blue Jasmine review, I mentioned that I've only seen two Woody Allen movies, Midnight in Paris and Blue Jasmine. And now we can mark Manhattan as the third Woody Allen movie that I've seen, and one of his better ones. This movie reminds me very much of Midnight in Paris, except it's in New York City. But Midnight in Paris is still my favorite of his movies, but this is still a good one. I mean, this is the second movie he made after the Best Picture winning Annie Hall. At the beginning of the movie, Allen gives this very old school vibe to New York City as if it takes place in the Great Depression in the 1930s. I mean, the cinematography is all black and white. This movie was shot in black and white, no color. And the movie even opens up with George Gershwin's Rhapsody in Blues, which really makes you feel like you're in the 1930s. And it took me back to many movies that took place in New York that were made back then, like King Kong. The movie itself is very funny and has a great amount of humor, and it's very much that Woody Allen charm. And since this is the third Woody Allen movie I've seen, I'm starting to pick up on his traits. And most of those traits are in the script and the dialogue. The second Woody Allen starts speaking, I'm like, yep, Woody Allen wrote this dialogue. It's a Woody Allen movie, alright. There's a lot of other old music that plays in the movie, mainly from, again, George Gershwin, because Woody Allen always likes to give his movies, or at least the three I've seen, a old classic Hollywood kind of vibe. I mean, Blue Jasmine had a lot of music that felt like you were in the 1920s or 30s, and Manhattan has a bunch of George Gershwin music. The performances are also good. Woody Allen is Woody Allen. Diane Keaton is really good, and you can't have an old Woody Allen movie without Diane Keaton in it somewhere, mainly the second lead. And Meryl Hemingway is really good, and throughout the whole movie, this was another movie I saw in one of my classes again, a different class, and watching the whole movie is like, she looks familiar. Where have I seen her from? And then I looked her up on Wikipedia, and a lot of people remember her from this movie, but I remember her from Superman 4: The Quest for Peace. It's embarrassing that I know her from a shitty movie, but that's another review for another time. And another actor who's really good is a young Meryl Streep, because, I mean, come on, it's Meryl Streep. She's one of the greatest actresses of all time. I did have some problems with this movie, though. I feel like some scenes repeat themselves, and there are scenes of dialogue that seem to state what's already been said several scenes before. One thing that I actually don't have a complaint about are the long shots. Some might argue that they just go on for too long, but that's a credit to the actors who are able to carry out their scenes and lines in these long takes. The ending also brought me back, or made me think of the horrible ending of Blue Jasmine. But in Manhattan, this movie, it actually makes sense given the circumstances of Diane Keaton's character. Without spoiling anything, it makes sense and is organic to the plot. And it may not end in a very lighthearted way, but it doesn't leave you depressed in the end like Blue Jasmine was. It's not something that just comes out of nowhere, inorganically, act of God, just to put a character back in a shitty situation like in Blue Jasmine. I'm sorry, I hate to keep harping on it, but I absolutely hate that ending. I absolutely hate that ending. the more I think about it, the more I dislike the movie itself. But enough about Blue Jasmine. This is about Manhattan. Again, it's a very funny, charming, it's nice to see an old Woody Allen movie, but I still prefer Midnight in Paris as my favorite. So this movie, if you haven't seen any Woody Allen movies, this might be a good place to start. Personally, I think Midnight in Paris is a better place to start, but this isn't bad. It's worth seeing in your lifetime. It's good, it's entertaining, but it could have been paced a little more, and that's about it. That's my review for Woody Allen's Manhattan. Leave a comment if you've seen the movie. Subscribe to my channel for more reviews in the future. Check out my other channel, AlexG462. Follow me on Twitter at AlexG846. Like me on Facebook / The Cinemas with Mr. Robinson. Share me with your friends and tell them about me. This has been The Cinemas with Mr. Robinson. And remember, know it before you see it. See you guys later.